Welcome to a beautiful night here in London, England. Here at Queensway, here in the beautiful United Kingdom, England to be specific, as the London Knights, the hometown London Knights, will take on the Jacksonville Kings. London sitting at 2-1, Jacksonville sitting at 0-3, but a very, very close few games here for Jacksonville as they come into town to take on London. And I'm alongside my best friend, Cade Stevenson, for the first time in 4 weeks, alongside Robert Garrett Jr. and Zach Holdorf in the stats truck. My name is Eric Minson, your play-by-play commentator. Cade, welcome into Season 17, man. We got a good matchup here today.
Absolutely a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, and thanks, as always, to our support assist with Zach and Robert in the truck. And Eric, Jacksonville is trying to get a win this season. It looks like they're going to have a tough one today against London.
It's going to be a tough one because London has played very, very tough. Both these teams have had a tough schedule in Season 17, but London has been able to squeak out a couple wins. Meanwhile, Jacksonville been very, very close in all 3 of their games, but yet to come out with a win. London last week, a victory away against our Fort Worth Toros. We're not very happy about that. But London, again, a very formidable squad here as they come up against Jacksonville. So Jacksonville will kick things off to start things. They're coming out in all white. Purple helmets, purple and gold trim. And London coming out with the all black helmets, or excuse me, all black uniforms, black helmets, black jerseys, black pants, with the purple trim. And this is their breast cancer awareness uniforms here today, as Saren Storm is going to make the return out to the 34-yard line. We will get our first look at the London offense, headed by free agent acquisition Johnny Pickler, number 14.
Yeah, it's exciting, and you know, so far a good season for Pickler's been pretty solid. Not been sacked yet this season, Eric. You think it happens today?
I mean, they've got a good defensive front here for Jacksonville, so I would not be surprised if Pickler ends up on his back here tonight. Pickler is going to throw to start things off. Good pocket, throws it over the middle, and that's caught for first down yardage out to the London 47-yard line. Good first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, good first play from scrimmage there, and a nice catch by the wide receiver, number 19, Kalia, over the middle there.
So London already moving those chains to the 47-yard line. Pickler coming out in the gun. He's got Robert Merrill sidecar right. Trips towards the top of the formation. Pickler will throw again. Pressure coming. Going to throw it towards the top of the screen. Caught. First down yardage once again. That's Mike St. Green, one of the other free agent acquisitions that London made in the offseason. And 2 plays, 2 first downs, and they're already in Jacksonville territory, kid.
Yeah, moving very nicely to start this game is the London Knights, and a nice catch by St. Green. Good free agent acquisition for London, averaging 12.3 yards per catch coming into this game. Adds another nice one there.
3 wide receivers, 2 towards the top of the formation as Pickler throws over the middle. That is caught. Going to be a good gain of 7 yards as we get a look at the London offense. Johnny Pickler, number 14 at quarterback. Played for Louisiana and St. Louis his 4th season in the league. Robert Merrill, the running back. Saren Storm, Mike St. Green, we've heard from him, and Vin Kalia, the wide receivers. Benji Matson, the tight end. Perrin Ibarra, and Butch Maynor, the guards for the offense. 2nd and 3. Pickler again wants to throw. Finds a wide open man. Touchdown, London.
That was absolutely beautiful, Eric. What a throw from Pickler over the defender, and a fantastic job by Kalia getting behind the defense, and that ball didn't need to stop at all. I mean, just perfectly placed, and just like that, London in the end zone for 6.
Perfectly placed ball by Johnny Pickler over the top of the defense, and Kalia was past the defense on his route there, and that was a very quick and efficient drive. Can't do anything better than that. As far as London is concerned, 4 plays, 66 yards, 29-yard passing touchdown from Pickler to Kalia. Extra point is up and good for London. Not even 90 seconds off the game clock as London jumps out to a 7-point lead. And we will see Jacksonville try and respond. Pickler did not miss a pass the entire way along that drive. He threw all 4 times and completed all 4 catches.
Yeah, and Eric, coming into this game, Jacksonville had the 3rd-ranked pass defense in the SFL, but clearly on tape, London saw something that they liked, and they took advantage of it on that first drive there.
So Jacksonville will get their first crack at the football. Good return there, and that's Kingston Ellington, the free agent acquisition from D.C., as he comes over to Jacksonville, fields the kick, and brings it out to the 32-yard line. And that's where Marcus Dunhill will come out and lead the troops. His first action in 3 seasons, as he is now the new man here in Duval.
Yeah, good to see Marcus back out there.
He's going to start out under center. Single back is Jared Willis, number 24. Play action. Dunhill, sometime, going to throw it close to the line of scrimmage. Good stiff arm by Jared Willis. Good spin move there as well, as he gets a good chunk of 9 out to the Jacksonville 41-yard line. We'll get a look at the stars on the Jacksonville offense. Marcus Dunhill, number 15 at quarterback. Jared Willis, the running back. Grayson Willis, Kingston Ellington, and Shea Carroll, the wide receivers. Jack Wall and Talon Steele, the 3rd-round pick at number 5 in the 3rd round at tight end. Brian French, Robert Crone, Alden Bleeker, and Olivia Bleeker, all on the offensive line. Play action again. Dunhill going to fire into coverage, incomplete. London able to knock it down, and that's number 21 on the coverage, Rain Rie, the strong safety, coming over from Jacksonville, the former King.
Yeah, nice play there by Rain Rie, and down where I'm from in Louisiana, Eric, we pronounce that row, but Rie with a nice move on that one to knock that one away.
I'm sure he'll take exception to that there in the chat if he's watching. 3rd and short. Dunhill going to toss it out to Jared Willis, and he comes out of the backfield, gets just enough for the first down before he's gang tackled by William Davidson and company. We'll get a look at the London defense quickly. Simon Lane and Chad Rowland are the defensive ends. William Davidson and Cam Frosby. Frosby the snowman coming over from Sioux Falls at defensive tackle. Jeff Gagne, Tony Roberto, Telly Mac Scarborough, the linebackers. Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, Emmanuel Blackman, the corners. Anthony Wayo coming over from Louisiana. And Rain Rie at strong safety. Handoff there goes to Jared Willis, and that goes nowhere. Loss of maybe a half a yard as number 93 gets in there and makes the stop.
Yeah, not been overly impressive in the run game this year. Either team's coming into this game, Eric, ranking at 23rd and 24th respectively, Jacksonville and London. Jacksonville only averaging 28 yards a game, and Jared Willis unable to get anything going right there as well.
Pitch play to Willis, and again, he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And that was Gagne and Frosby combining for the tackle, going to bring up a 3rd and long for Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him kind of get over the running woes, and the trick, Eric, obviously in most cases is going to be to try to stick with it until you can make something happen. But, you know, how long are you willing to beat your head against the wall before you realize it's not going to work? So back to the pass, we will probably see Jacksonville go.
Empty set for Dunhill. Over the middle, caught. That will move those chains out to the London 40-yard line. A good route run by the Jacksonville receiver. This time it's Shea Carroll, coming over from San Diego in the offseason.
Yeah, great catch over the middle by Shea Carroll. Takes a hit, too, hangs on to the football, and they will move those chains.
And Rain Rie already being active in that London defense. He's got a couple tackles already to his credit, as we see Jared Willis along the sideline. Probably a passing formation here for the Kings. Play action again. Dunhill in trouble. He's going to go down back in midfield. They're going to mark him down at the London 49-yard line. And that was number 92, Jeff Gagne, the linebacker, getting in there for the stop.
Yeah, way to go by Jeff Gagne, getting up there and having the wherewithal to grab and take down Dunhill. Dunhill, I'm guessing his first read was not there, held onto the ball just a little too long, but the O-line's got to give him just a little bit longer to get to that next read and try to get that ball out of there.
Second and very, very long here for Dunhill. Short drop, going to toss it out to Willis, and Willis not able to keep his feet in bounds. In fact, he's going to get the catch. kept his feet in bounds, but it's going to be a loss of 2, so it's going to be 3rd and even longer.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about this during our meetings this week, Eric, but what's interesting with the run game really not working for both teams is that both teams, their running backs respectively, Jared Willis and Robert Merrill, are 1st and 3rd in the SFL in receptions overall, which is very involved in the pass game.
Dunhill trying to slide it into coverage there, and that falls incomplete. It was looking for Grayson Willis. That's going to be a 4th down, and we're going to see the first punt of the ball game, courtesy of Howard McCoy.
A good defense right there, and, you know, I mean, what more could you ask for?
This is a great start for London. I mean, you go downfield in 4 plays, you know, setting up shop around the 30-yard line. Only takes 4 plays to get in the end zone. And then you come out on defense. Jacksonville gets a couple first downs, but beyond that, not really anything to speak of. And now you get the football back here about halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah, London executing and firing on all cylinders, as you said. Has a nice return right there for him as well. But, yeah, like you said, Eric, I mean, you start off, 4 plays down the field, you score a touchdown, your defense stands up, you get the ball right back, and now you have the ball in pretty decent field position at the London 23-yard line. We'll see if they can move the ball downfield. Pickler, highly efficient on the first drive of the game. Yeah,
and Jacksonville had a 10-play drive there, but they just go nowhere. They get to about midfield, and that's about all she wrote. London setting up shop at their own 23-yard line. Pickler going to hand it off to Merrill for the first time. The Jacksonville run defense is ready for that one as we get a look at the Jacksonville Kings defense here on this 2nd and 12. Mike All, Taekwon Hale, Hunter Norwood, and Marcus Sledge all on the front 4. John Martin, Yakov Zolotov, the linebackers, Connor Darien, Bernard Gooden, the corners, and Greg Gaines and Succolomano, the safeties, to round out the defensive backfield for the Kings. 2nd and 12, Pickler under center. Offset back is going to be Merrill. He gets the carry, follows blockers in front, little stutter step. He gets first down yardage and more. He's out across the middle of the field, breaks another tackle, and is going to get into Jacksonville territory at the 40-yard line. What a run by Robert Merrill.
Robert Merrill with his longest run of the season, I do believe right there, Eric, if I'm not mistaken, only averaging about 3 yards of carry coming into this game, and breaks off a big one on that play right there. There was just a moment where I believed if he breaks one more tackle, he might have gone the distance, and what a run right there for Robert Merrill, and more energy and life into this London Knights offense.
And hats off to defensive end Taekwon Hale, just hustling down the field, able to make that tackle on Robert Merrill as the London Knights come out with a bunch formation towards the top of the screen. Pickler, with time, steps up in the pocket, going to throw towards the far sideline. Caught, first down yardage out to the Jacksonville 25-yard line. That will move the sticks once again.
Massive kudos on that particular play, and so far in this game, let it not be overshadowed. The London offensive line, look how clean that pocket is. Pickler steps up as the defender coming around the edge and just has the most beautiful pocket to work with. Gets his feet set, throws a beautiful ball to St. Green, and another first down for the London Knights.
Will Parker and Alonzo Williams in there on the stop. Gang tackled him there at the 25-yard line as we creep inside of 5 minutes to go. Actually at the 4.5-minute mark here in the first quarter of action. Bunch receivers towards the bottom of formation this time. Pickler, good pocket again. One-handed grab, almost a one-handed grab by Vin Calia, who had the reception for the touchdown on the last drive. Instead, it falls to the turf, incomplete.
Yeah, that was almost pretty darn impressive, but as you can see, the contact right there with the defender just didn't really give him too much of an opportunity to hang on to that one, as the linebacker John Martin really gives the hammer and knocks the ball free.
First incompletion of the game for Johnny Pickler as he sets up shop at the 25, 2nd and 10, trips towards the top of the formation, goes throw it in the middle of the field. That's caught, and that is going to be first down yardage. They're going to give him forward progress as Saren Storm made the reception and got just enough to move those chains into the SFL red zone to the Jacksonville 15.
Yeah, great toughness by Saren Storm right there, working his way across the first down marker, and a nice catch over the middle.
Great start for Johnny Pickler. 6 of 7, 91 yards and a touchdown. See if he can add to those numbers here. from the gun. Pickler going to throw again. Going to throw far sideline. Caught by Mike St. Green, the former Jacksonville King. And that's going to be first down yardage inside the 5 to the 3-yard line, 1st and goal.
Mike St. Green with the ballerina toes on the sideline right there, as you see. Goes to the out and just manages to get both of them in bounds. Nicely done by him. Nice snag and good awareness to know where you are on the field.
Only need 1 here in the Simulation Football League, but he's able to get 2. Some toe drag swag there by Mike St. Green, number 15. And that sets up 1st and goal. London faithful going wild here with the chance. Over the middle, caught. Touchdown, London, as they jump out to a 2-score lead. Catch made by number 83, Rocco McLovin, one of the extra wide receivers out there, Cade.
And what a beautifully drawn up play right there, as McLovin just kind of slips out as if he's going to block and cuts over the middle, and there's nobody there. And you just can't beat it. Pickler with plenty of time and an absolutely outstanding drive once again right there by London. I mean, you know, this on fire right now. I mean, Jacksonville's got to come up with something quick, try to slow this team down. An answer on this next drive would go a long way towards slowing that momentum down, Eric.
Peter McLongfellow on to attempt his 2nd extra point, and he drills it. That's going to make it a 14-point ball game in favor of the hometown London Knights. 7 plays, 76 yards, 3-yard passing touchdown from Pickler to McLovin. And, man, it's been a hot start for London here so far, and Jacksonville is just reeling, trying to figure out where their footing lies here across the pond.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree. They're going to have to figure something out here. You know, worst case scenario, and I know we say this over and over again when it's something like this starts happening, but you can't really afford to go, 3 and out here, I think, on this drive. I think you got to at least sustain something and give your defense an opportunity to take a rest, as they're just kind of getting torched a little bit right now by that London offense.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you there. This is a big possession here for Jacksonville, as London has gone 2 for 2 as far as possessions go into the end zone. And any points right here for the Kings would be beneficial for them. As Dunhill ends up under center, he's going to throw it quickly out to Jared Willis. And a good tackle made by Telly Mac Scarborough, as he's able to mark him down for no gain.
Yeah, great read by Scarborough, and you can just see the energy. I mean, it's translating from offense to defense. The flying around is that London defense is Scarborough, and the blink of an eye travels about 7 yards to hit Willis in the backfield. That was just a well-read play.
Single back formation, 3 wideouts, 2 down towards the bottom of the formation. Dunhill, 7-step drop, pressure coming. He's going to throw it over the middle, tipped and incomplete. Scarborough out in coverage, along with a couple other different London Knights, and plenty of people in the chat. They're saying that the whole color change is throwing them off a little bit, with London throwing out the purple accents here tonight.
Yeah, wholeheartedly agree, and I'm sure that you could agree as well, Eric. But don't worry, guys, in the booth, we feel just about the same way, throwing us off a little too. But we're making it work, and you know, beautiful unis all the way around, no matter what.
Absolutely. Dunhill from the gun. Gonna throw it over the middle. Caught! First down yardage for Jacksonville into London territory. And that was Shea Carroll with the catch, as he is dragged down at the 46-yard line. Great play design here for Jacksonville.
Absolutely agree. And Dunhill with a heck of a throw, but the strong hands of Shea Carroll to go up and just snag that one out of the air in traffic, and not be afraid to take the hit. That's kind of the big play I believe Jacksonville really needed right there.
Just under 2.5 to go here in the opening frame. Dunhill setting up under center. Heavy formation. Jared Willis, the lone back. Takes the snap. Play action. Dunhill going to throw it far sideline. Wide open toe drag swag for just a minor 3-yard gain. And that was Shea Carroll once again out along the 43-yard line for London.
Yeah, just showing off a little bit of the athleticism there, you know, just a 3-yard gain, but Carroll showing a little bit of what he can do on the sideline over there.
Keeps him right on schedule. 2nd and 7 now. Dunhill to throw. Another short pass, and that was a dangerous pass, but ends up working out for him. as Grayson Willis makes the catch out along the far sideline. He will move into opponent's territory even further at the 32-yard line. First down, move those chains.
Yeah, that was the cornerback, number 26, Brandon Ewing, who I believe thought he had a touchdown as he tried to jump in front of that pass right there and just missed it, and worked out relatively well for Jacksonville and Marcus Dunhill there.
Dunhill again going to throw. He finds a man, and that's going to be a 5-yard gain for Jack Wall, the tight end. And Jacksonville putting together a very nice drive, very methodical drive here for their second possession.
And this is what they needed. They needed to move the ball down at least into London territory and show some sort of threat. Getting points on the board here is going to go a long way towards keeping them in this game.
From the gun, Dunhill takes the snap. Pressure coming, shuffles in the pocket, going to throw it down near sideline, caught by Grayson Willis. That will move the chains again into the SFL red zone as Dunhill has put up a respectable 92.1 QBR here tonight.
And that's where you're going to see the experience of Marcus Dunhill come in, as he originally looked right and the read wasn't there, went back left and found his receiver in Willis, and a nice catch by Willis on the sideline for a first down.
London defense trying to stand tall here. Up by 14 at home as Jacksonville sets up at the London 14. Dunhill empty. 3 wide receivers towards the bottom of formation. Takes a snap. Dunhill fires over the middle. Caught close to first down yardage again, as that time it was number 19, Wes Turner, one of the extra wide receivers in the formation. A good chunk of 9 yards as he makes it out to the London 5.
Yeah, they're starting to attack the middle of the field a little bit, but what they're doing that's really nice is they're able to spread it out and kind of keep the defense a little bit honest here, is the Jacksonville offense.
Offset back is Willis. Dunhill is going to throw it down to Willis. Stumbles coming out of the backfield, close to the goal line. In fact, they're going to mark him down at the goal line for a 1st and goal.
Boy, Eric, I really thought the ball broke the plane on that one. I'm not sure that they'll take another look, but if Willis doesn't stumble and the ball is placed in his chest right there, that's easily a touchdown.
No extra look here as the clock ticks under 30 seconds to go. Jacksonville trying to add a score before the end of the first quarter from the goal line. Dunhill under center. Willis in the backfield offset. Dunhill, short drop, going to throw it over the middle, and that falls incomplete. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and goal from the goal line. Dunhill going to pitch it over to Jared Willis. Finds his blockers and finds the end zone for a touchdown. Jacksonville narrows the gap here.
What an answer right there by the Jacksonville Kings, coming back after just being, torched on the first couple drives by London, and their first offensive drive not really able to get too much going, and Willis doing a fantastic job. 2nd rushing touchdown of the season for him, finding his way into the end zone. Jacksonville bringing this back down to 1 score.
And he hasn't been very prevalent in the rushing game. He's been more prevalent in the passing game, coming out of the backfield as a receiver. But it was good to see him find the end zone there. 11-play drive, 70 yards, and technically a 0-yard rushing touchdown there for Jared Willis as he comes out of the backfield there for the pitch play. But he finds the end zone nonetheless as Jacksonville narrows this to a 7-point ball game with just a little bit of time left here to go in the opening frame. Derek Norman has the ball on the tee once again, and he is going to boot the football down the field to the London Knights with 8 seconds to go. Saren Storm with the return, trying to follow some blockers, and eventually gets tackled at the 30-yard line. 4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. It's been all London so far as they've gone 2 for 2 on possessions, both of them finding the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be interested to see if the score there by the Jacksonville offense is going to do anything to give this defense some juice, and hopefully they can figure out something that they can do against this London offense because, Eric, they've not struggled on offense at all so far, has the London Knights.
Pickler from the gun, takes the snap, pressure coming, and he's going to eventually go down. Avoided the first man, Taekwon Hale, but gets wrapped up by the second guy. And that was Mike All coming over from the other defensive end spot, and they'll get the sack to end the first quarter.
Yeah, Mike All taking down Pickler. That is the first time he has been sacked so far this season, and nice job by Mike All getting back there.
First sack of the season for Mike All as we hit the end of the first quarter of play. 14-7, your score here across the pond at Queensway. You're watching the Simulation Football League live on Twitch.
And, you know, Eric, I said a little something about it, but I was curious to see if some of that energy would transfer back over to the defense. As far as I'm concerned, on the first play, it certainly looked like it.
Yeah, it certainly has looked like it as London coming out from their first play of scrimmage on this drive, getting a sack there as Pickler throws it far sideline, finds Mike St. Green for a minimal gain. And again, the Jacksonville defense looking up to the task here on this third possession for London on offense. That sets up a 3rd and long, and Jacksonville might get the ball back with an opportunity to tie the game.
Yeah, this is the situation that you want to be in, 3rd and long. Force the 3rd and long. Let your rushers pin their ears back and get to the quarterback, and Jacksonville might send a couple extra guys here. We'll see.
Pickler from the gun, going to throw it quickly over the middle, finds his tight end for a big gain, and that's going to be Benji Matson, the 3rd-year man here in London, all 3 seasons in London, and he's got a big play to extend the drive for his London Knights.
Yeah, nice move there over the middle by Benji there as he's able to make a move on the defender, gets across, and eventually is taken down by the linebacker, John Martin, who brings him to the ground. But as the defense for Jacksonville forces a 3rd and long, the wind comes out of the sails just a little bit there with a really nice play on offense for London and Benji Matson.
Bunch receivers towards the bottom of formation for Pickler. Going to hand it off to Merrill, and the Jacksonville defense ready for it there as Hunter Norwood from his defensive tackle spot is able to make the stop for a loss of 4. Big loss on the play.
Hunter Norwood, always fun to watch Hunter Norwood out of the defensive tackle position. He is plays the run extremely well, and on occasion can be an extraordinarily good pass rusher, and on that play right there does a fantastic job defensively and backs him up 2nd and 14.
London flipping the formation. Mike St. Green with another catch, and this time out to midfield. 3rd and 7 coming up. And Saren Storm looks like he was injured somewhere along the way. We'll have to check and see what his injury is, and hopefully he can come back for the London Knights here. He's a big play opportunity here for the Knights on offense.
Absolutely. Not sure if he just got run into or what happened, but we'll check in and see what's going on there in a little bit here.
Trips towards the top of the formation, 3rd and 7 for London. Pickler in the gun, empty. He'll take the snap, quickly fires over the middle, caught, 1st down yardage once again for London as they make it into Jacksonville territory at the 42-yard line. Benji Matson, 2 catches on this drive, both for 1st downs.
Big tight end once again making a move over the middle, and Pickler hitting his guy in stride, gives him a 1st down, and Jacksonville just on the edge of being able to shut him down. A couple of 3rd down opportunities and not able to get it done. London rolling once again.
Pickler, deep ball into traffic, caught near the 20-yard line as that is Vin Calia. He's got a touchdown grab already, and Johnny Pickler finds him deep into Jacksonville territory at the 22.
Ben Calia having himself a pretty nice day so far, Eric. Is like I said, nice athletic catch. Once again, going up and getting that football and putting his team in prime position to try to put up another score here.
4 Jacksonville Kings around him on defense and still makes the catch nonetheless. 3 catches, 62 yards, and that touchdown grab on the first drive of the ball game. 1st down now as Merrill will get the carry. Good spin move there, and he'll make it out to the 18-yard line for a gain of 4. Visit the SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. There's a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League, 17 seasons strong. 2nd and 6 from the 18. Merrill with another carry. Avoids the tackler. Finds some room and marches into the end zone. Touchdown, London Knights.
Robert Merrill doing a fantastic job off the left side of the offensive line, breaking tackles, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and finding his way to the end zone. And that's going to be Robert Merrill's 3rd rushing touchdown on the season. I know we talked a little bit, Eric, about both of these teams not being, not having the best rushing attack so far this season, but so far we've got 2 pretty impressive instances of both Jared Willis and Robert Merrill getting it done.
And Cade, this London offense has been very, very impressive. 4 plays, a quick under 90-second drive to start things off, then 7 plays, and then 9 plays. And that's an 18-yard rushing touchdown by Robert Merrill to cap off the 3rd touchdown for the London Knights here at home. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and you can't really do anything better than that, Cade.
No, I totally agree. London more or less doing what they want to do right now against this Jacksonville defense. A couple of times on that last drive, it looked like Jacksonville had found a way to slow him down just a little bit. And Pickler, not phased at all, finds his man for a first down a couple of different times, and they move the ball down the field with ease.
Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Kate Stevens, Robert Garrett Jr. and Zach Holdorf in the stat truck for us here this evening across the pond at Queensway here in London, England. As Jacksonville gets another return by Kingston Ellington. He'll make it out to the 30-yard line with 8:08 to go here in the first half. Jacksonville with a better possession, their last possession that they had, but their defense is doing them no favors here today as the London offense has been very efficient.
Yeah, I think if London is going to force Jacksonville into a shootout, that Jacksonville's going to be in trouble. But another sustained drive right here is going to be the only answer that's going to really matter for Jacksonville at the moment.
Dunhill with play action once again. Good throw, but a good defense made by Tony Roberto. The linebacker acquisition coming over from St. Louis in the offseason. He's able to tip the football away, and it falls to the turf, 2nd down. Jack Wall, number 81, coming out at his tight end position. Marcus Dunhill in the gun. He's going to have Jared Willis sidecar right. 3 wideouts, 2 towards the top of the formation, 4 down linemen for London. Dunhill will take the snap, going to throw it towards the far sideline, and that's picked off. Tip drill pick for London. And number 22, the beneficiary of the interception there, as Tanner Hendricks comes up with the pick, sets up London with great starting field position.
I believe that was Brandon Ewing who actually tipped the ball over to Hendricks, but Hendricks coming up with a big one. I'm sorry, that was not Ewing. That was Emmanuel Blackman who tipped it up in the air, and a nice job by Hendricks on the tip drill, taking that one away, and London takes right back over in absolutely fantastic field position, very close to the 26-yard line of the Jacksonville Kings.
And Pickler throws it over the middle, a good chunk of yards of 8 by Benji Matson as he makes it out to the 19-yard line. Into the SFL red zone they go. And Saren Storm going to be out of this ball game here with a twisted knee. He will not return here tonight.
Well, you always hate to hear that. Saren, always fun to watch and to call his games, and we'll miss him the rest of this one. I know for sure that his team will, but good to see Benji Matson getting involved in this one as well.
Plenty of options for the London Knights as Robert Merrill gets the carry for first down yardage out to the Jacksonville 14-yard line. He will extend the drive again. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry. Hadn't had a ton of carries, but man, that's a good yards per carry average there for Robert Merrill.
Yeah, coming into this game, London averaging 46 yards on the ground and already doing a fantastic job to look like they're going to dwarf that number today.
Pickler from the gun. Sidecar right is Merrill. Pickler going to throw that way. Merrill coming out of the backfield. Good spin move, and he'll get marked down at the 11-yard line for a short gain of 3. London trying to add to the 2-score lead that they've established here in the first half as we approach the 6.5-minute mark here in the first half. Pickler under center. He's been very efficient, wants to throw again, has a good pocket, throws over the middle, and that is incomplete. Had a wide open man. That was McLovin who caught a touchdown grab on one of their drives previously. Could not quite reel in that one, kid.
No, I couldn't bring that one in. And Slyn Shady asking in the chat, has London ever beaten Jacksonville? Would this be the first time in team history? The answer is yes, it would be. London has never beaten Jacksonville before.
Definitely something to watch out for as they take the field for 3rd and 7. Pickler, 7-step drop, pressure over the middle, and that's caught. First down yardage and into the end zone for a touchdown as Vin Calia makes his 2nd touchdown grab, but there is a penalty marker. We'll have to see what that's all about.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic job. We'll see if it's coming back or not.
And that's going to be a late hit on the Kings. The Knights will accept, and that's going to be a touchdown nonetheless for London as they take a commanding lead here in the first half.
Absolutely fantastic job. The Knights, I mean, just doing anything that they want to do, Eric. That's what's been absolutely the most impressive so far. And Calia having himself a nice day, as you said, and the 2nd touchdown of the game. And wow, I mean, just this has been a lot of fun to watch. Not quite the same London Knights team that we've seen in the past, folks. These guys are here to play, and they are looking for a title.
So the extra point is up and good. London with a 28-7 lead over the Jacksonville Kings. And they capitalize off the turnover there by Tanner Hendricks, the tip drill pick. And London able to march down the field easily with a 5-play drive. Capped off by that touchdown pass to Calia. We've had, so far today, we've got 2 blowout games going on over on the For the Fans Twitch channel. Louisiana with the 21-3 lead over Lone Star. A bit of a revenge game for them as they've got a lot of guys coming over from Lone Star to join the Revolution there down in the Bayou. And here across the pond, 28-7. Got a couple acquisitions coming over from Jacksonville. A little revenge game of their own.
Absolutely. Makes you wonder just a little bit what kind of insider information have these teams gotten that have given them the ability to kind of run up like this. But nah, these guys, they don't do that. That's all myths and legends out there. This is fair and square, good scouting, and good game plan.
Dunhill in trouble, hit as he's thrown, and the ball falls to the turf. That's going to be incomplete. 69, Selwyn Lane coming in from his defensive spots, able to jar the football loose from Dunhill, and that's going to be an incomplete pass.
A nice job getting up and making contact with Dunhill. That's not what you want if you're the Jacksonville Kings offense. You got to find a way to get something going here. 2nd and 10, your own 28-yard line. Down 3 scores right now. This is it's starting to turn into a dire situation.
Dunhill again with play action. Good pocket this time. Throws it into coverage and incomplete. Looks like the London Knight defender had a better shot at the football as Dunhill raises his hand and is like, hey, that's on me, man.
Yeah, I mean, not too bad of a job trying to get the football out there, but Scarborough doing an even better job kind of coming up and trying to make a play. Scarborough, and it looks like some assistance from Tanner Hendricks.
So that freezes the clock at 6:06. Jacksonville reeling here in the first half on the road against London. And this London Knights squad has been very, very impressive here in Season 17. Seemingly adding the pieces that they were missing as Dunhill will take the snap from the gun on 3rd and long. He's going to air it out deep. He's got his man. Shea Carroll is along the near sideline. Can he beat the defense to the 5? Touchdown, Jacksonville.
That's the kind of play they were looking for right there, Eric, and they found it on the sideline as Dunhill with an absolute dime to Shea Carroll over the defender, making a one-handed catch, staying in bounds, and getting down the sideline the speed of Shea Carroll. Jacksonville in the end zone, and all of a sudden, that feels like a nice little momentum, equalizer right there.
It's been the Shea Carroll show on offense. He's put up the most yardage and the most catches for this Jacksonville passing attack, and that was a big one there. 3 plays, 82 yards, and all 82 yards coming on the catch coming from Dunhill to Shea Carroll, as they are looking to make it a 28-14 ball game here, as the extra point is up and good. So it is 28-14, still a 2-score advantage for London, but Jacksonville doing their best to keep their head above water here in the first half.
Yeah, absolute valiant effort right there to stay in this one, and an 82-yard touchdown pass. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. And I'm sure they'd take that, every single time if they could. But you got to give the defense a rest every now and again. Go for a little bit of sustained drive. But those big plays usually make you feel pretty good. So let's see if that Jacksonville defense can get back out there and try to slow London down.
Fielded about the 15-yard line, and number 83 is going to handle returns now, as that's McLovin, with the absence of Saren Storm due to injury. So McLovin going to handle the return duties for the rest of the ball game here, as he makes it out to the London 31-yard line.
Be interested to see if this defense can try to find a way just to stunt them a little bit here. This London offense has done just about anything that they wanted to do so far in this one here.
Pickler under center, short drop, going to sling it out to Robert Merrill. He's got 2 defenders to beat. He's going to beat both of them, and again beat another one, as he's able to make it out to the 34-yard line. Beat 2 defenders and beat one of them twice there, Cade.
Yeah, 2 times coming from one side and then the other. Merrill, a man on a mission, as he's finally taken down by the linebacker, John Martin. I'm calling his name a lot in cleanup duty today, but he's been all over the field, kind of had to be.
2nd and 6, 3 wideouts towards the bottom of the formation. Pickler going to screen it out to Merrill, but this time unable to avoid the defender. And that's your boy once again, number 55, John Martin, coming in there, the rookie 3rd-round pick.
Rookie 3rd-round pick. I mean, he's making a name for himself right now. He's been very involved in coverage and making some pretty solid tackles in this one. So maybe Jacksonville's found themselves a star at linebacker as he continues to grow and get better, but fun to watch the rookie nonetheless.
Pickler, 3rd and 5, over the middle, caught. McLovin with the clutch catch, and they are 100% as far as conversion rate goes. The London Knights are, and that's 4 for 4 here tonight.
Yeah, that's a demoralizer if you're the Jacksonville defense. I mean, they've gotten them into quite a few third and longer, I guess you could say, situations, and cannot seem to find a way to get them off the field. And once again, on a 3rd and decent distance right there, the Jacksonville defense can't find a way to defend it. London gets another 1st down, moves those chains.
Pickler again to throw. Going to throw near sideline. Finds Kalia for a 5 or 6 yard gain as he barrels over his teammate there along the sideline. But a good gain nonetheless into Jacksonville territory.
Yeah, Kalia once again. I mean, Kalia been a very reliable target so far today for London. And once again coming up with a nice catch on the sideline.
With the absence of Saren Storm, looking for more weapons on offense. Pickler going to hand it off to Merrill this time, but he gets gang tackled in the backfield. Taekwon Hale and Yakov Zolotov able to gang tackle him behind the line of scrimmage for a couple-yard loss.
Yeah, they weren't fooling anybody on that one. They absolutely had to have an idea that one was coming and did a fantastic job just busting through the offensive line, getting in the backfield, and Merrill nowhere to go.
3:40 and counting to go here in the first half of play. Pickler, 7-step drop, going to throw it towards the far sideline. Mike St. Green has it, but that's going to be a 4th down, and I think we're going to see the first London punt here tonight, Cade. What a stat.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Coming down with about 3 minutes and change to go until halftime, and the first 3rd down not converted, although they did get on the other side of the 50. But, yeah, good job by the defense finally standing up there.
London punts. Good one there. Going to get close to the goal line, and it's going to trickle into the end zone for a touchback. Bono Wilkinson looking to pin them back deep, but it was all for naught as Jacksonville going to set up shop at the 20-yard line with 3:03 to go.
Yeah, nicely done. I mean, they got a little something to work with here, Eric. I mean, it's a little bit of not quite 2-minute drill, but I mean, they're going to be close. So we'll see if Jacksonville's offense can come up with something to try to get down the field here.
This is going to be a big possession here for the Kings. Dunhill going play action again. We've seen that very prevalent here from the Kings offense. Short conversion there for Jared Willis as he comes out of the backfield. Just a gain of 3 as Tony Roberto makes the stop.
Yeah, nice little out to Willis, but they're going to have a little bit more than that. Time is of the essence at this moment.
Approaching the 2-minute mark, Dunhill in the gun, empty set, 3 wideouts towards the top of the formation. Dunhill going to throw it over the middle, and that's caught. First down yardage, as that is Kingston Ellington with his catch. That will extend the drive to the Jacksonville 34.
Yeah, nice catch right there by Ellington over the middle, and Ellington having himself a pretty nice season so far. I mean, it hasn't been necessarily nearly as involved coming in, though, averaging almost 11 yards per catch.
Yeah, 6 catches, 65 yards coming into this ball game for Kingston Ellington, the free agent acquisition from the DC Dragons. Dunhill again in the gun. He'll get one more snap before the 2-minute warning. He's going to sling it over the middle. A couple wideouts in the area there, but he gets a catch nonetheless, and that is Ellington for a 7-yard gain as we hit the 2-minute warning here at Queensway. London with a 2-score advantage over the Jacksonville Kings. We're going to take a short break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on Twitch.
And a nice little pass right there out to the side. There is Dunhill finding his receiver, number 85. That's the tight end, Talon Steele, coming up with his first catch of the game. The tight end rookie 3rd-round pick right there.
Yeah, and Talon Steele, a big acquisition here for the Kings offense. And that will move the drive once again for Jacksonville. They're trying to get in the end zone here to make it a 1-possession ball game as Dunhill hands it off to Jared Willis. Goes nowhere as that's going to be a 2nd down and long. Both teams with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as we creep inside as we creep closer to the 60-second mark.
Yeah, Jacksonville doing a nice job. They've got it down in London territory. If they can find a way to at least get 3 points on the board right here, I got to imagine that's a little bit of a victory for them.
Willis, great run as he breaks it out to the far sideline, avoiding tacklers and getting down inside the 20 to the London 16-yard line. Jacksonville burning their first time out with 58 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, absolute ton of credit on the play call right there. I have to imagine a pitch to the left side of the line with Jared Willis as you're in a 2-minute drill right here is about the last thing the London defense expected. Willis finds a lane and churns those legs. Nice gain by him, and absolutely fantastic field position now for Jacksonville, who's going to have a couple of different opportunities here to try to stick this one in the end zone before halftime.
Dunhill from the gun. He's going to have Willis sidecar right, 3 wideouts to work with in the formation, 2 towards the top of the screen. 4 down lineman for London. Dunhill takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, going to air it out to the end zone, and incomplete. Grayson Willis was open but couldn't quite get the tippy toes in the back of the end zone. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, nice pass. I think, you know, I bet he wishes he might have saw it sooner, but who knows if the coverage is different. Throws it out just out of the back of the end zone, man. But what a nice throw and catch nonetheless.
54 seconds frozen on the clock for Dunhill. He sets up under center, short drop, going to sidearm it over the middle. He finds his tight end Wall, and that's close to first down yardage. They're going to go no huddle. Dunhill again, short drop, going to find Wall this time for the end zone and the late hit on top of it. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Touchdown, Jacksonville. Yeah, Wall coming up big on this particular drive. Nice catch by him over the middle, and Jacksonville inching this one down. As you said, Eric, the late hit right there by the defense as Jacksonville had already scored, but finding a way into the end zone before halftime, making this a one-score game. It was not that long ago. These Jacksonville Kings were down 28-7, and look at this. Just an extra point away from a 28-21 ball game.
So Jacksonville trying to narrow the gap even further here with the extra point. Derek Norman hoping to make this a 7-point advantage for London. Low snap, going to get it down though, and it's up and good. So 28-21 is your score, and we managed to get ourselves a shootout here in the first half here, Cade.
Yeah, we got a little something going on here, Eric. I mean, they did. I will tell you, considering the way that the offense has played for London so far in this game, 40 seconds and 3 timeouts is more than enough time for this London offense to make something happen. But kudos and an excellent job by the Jacksonville offense getting downfield and getting 7 points on that one.
Yeah, 9 plays, 84 yards, capped off with the 7-yard touchdown pass from Dunhill to Wall, as London will set up shop at their own 30-yard line with 36 seconds to go. And I agree with you, Cade. I mean, their first possession that they had to start the ball game off, it was under 90 seconds, and that was not utilizing any timeouts. So with 36 seconds, all 3 timeouts, you have to imagine that London is going to put up some pressure here on the Kings defense.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was no hurry up. That was no timeouts. That was taking their time, and that was 90 seconds, Eric. So with 36 here, I think anything's possible.
Pickler with pressure. He's going to check it down to Merrill. Merrill going to stay in bounds, and London not electing to use any timeouts. They're going to go for the no huddle. 20 and counting. Pickler takes the snap from the gun. Has time this time. Going to throw it over the middle. That's caught. First down yardage out to the 42-yard line. Still not wanting to use any timeouts. Going no huddle here.
Very, very surprised about the non-use of the timeouts here.
Yeah, very, very curious clock management as London finally burns a timeout with 3 seconds to go. So both teams with 2 timeouts here. And I will say that London is within Hail Mary range with Pickler's arm, but it was a bit of a head-scratcher there with the time clock management at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I totally agree. And kudos to Jacksonville doing a good job playing the receivers well deep. Nowhere to go with the football did Johnny Pickler have, so he checked it down a couple of times. And the clock continued to run, but yeah, as you said, bad clock management there, unfortunately.
Big play here is Jacksonville going to get the second half kickoff. Pickler trying to avoid pressure. He's going to get sacked to end the ball game, or to end the first half, And Jacksonville able to stymie any opportunity that London had to get into the end zone. Taekwon Hale, that's just the second sack that Pickler's taken all season long through 4 weeks, and London with a 7-point advantage. But again, Jacksonville getting the second half kickoff. That is a huge turning point there for the Kings on offense. They could tie this football game up as we get a look at the first half stats and highlights.
It's absolutely crazy to look at it and think that it looks insanely even. And especially after the first push by the London Knights offense, they were doing just about anything that they wanted to do, and Jacksonville able to get a little bit of momentum going and cut that short. And all of a sudden, right before halftime, offense is driving down, making plays, getting in the end zone, and this is a ball game. Down just 1 score, like you said, Jacksonville gets the ball first after halftime, and both of these teams, stat-wise, it looks even though it feels like the London offense has just done so much more. But Jacksonville doing an absolutely fantastic job staying in this game, fighting and doing everything that they can, trying to get that first win here in season 17.
It's been a very back-and-forth ball game. First quarter, I would argue that the London Knights had all the momentum as they jump out to a 2-score lead right away. Jacksonville able to narrow the gap towards the end of the first quarter. But, London going back on offense and able to get another score, and Jacksonville able to keep themselves above water just long enough to make it a 7-point advantage to end the half. So again, very back and forth despite the turnover that you see there. And honestly, Cade, without that turnover, it might very well be either a tie game or a Jacksonville lead.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, I mean, that made quite a bit of a difference, and now all of a sudden they're having to claw themselves out of that hole, unfortunately, because of the turnover. And it's unfortunate that is the situation, but Jacksonville is finding a way to get back in this, and so far they've given us no reason to doubt the fact that they can.
And Shea Carroll with the big touchdown play there. Jared Willis with a big run here towards the end of the first half, and that's what's kept Jacksonville in the ball game. And again, Cade, harping on it a little bit more, Jacksonville getting the second half kickoff. They have a prime opportunity here to even themselves up. This is a big possession here in the third quarter to start things off.
Yeah, this is not to understate it or anything, but this feels massive. Like, it feels very important that something happens on this drive. I don't even necessarily think it needs to be a touchdown, but I think they need to get points on the board. Even if they drove down and took some time off the clock and kicked a field goal, I think it would go a long way towards what they want to do here in the second half.
Ellington with the return. He's going to bring it out to the Jacksonville 36-yard line, where the Jacksonville Kings will take over. Marcus Dunhill, a very good first half of action, just that tip drill interception, but otherwise no blemishes on his resume. 19 of 28, 227, 2 touchdowns, and that pick, a 101.3 QBR in the first half, and he's going to try and add to it here in the second half of action, down by 7 as he starts out under center, handoff to Jared Willis, trying to find some blockers, and able to get a half a yard out to the 36.
Yeah, just to kind of add on to Dunhill's first half, so far is that interesting stat coming into this game. London ranked 5th in passing touchdowns allowed. They'd only allowed 5 so far on the season. Dunhill's got 2 so far today.
Again, setting up under center. Willis, the setback offset. He's going to get the carry. Avoids the first defender. Actually, it gets wrapped up by the ankles there. Looked like he was going to plow through. But that was Telemac Scarborough with the stop. Brings up 3rd and short, though, for the Kings.
Yeah, nice little run there by Jared Willis. But, yeah, third and short, and it feels like an important one.
Dunhill again under center. Single back formation for the Kings. Dunhill going to throw over the middle. Finds Wall for the first down into London territory at the 48-yard line. A good drive to start things off for Jacksonville to avoid the 3 and out.
Great play call right there, and a good connection right there to Wall. Jack Wall, Marcus Dunhill finds Wall very quick and decisive with where he wanted to go with the football. And Wall hauls it in for a first down, moving those chains across midfield, Eric.
Another carry to Willis. Very productive drive here for him, at least as far as carries go, but the London defense has been ready for him again as Scarborough makes the stop for a short gain.
Yeah, I like what Jacksonville wants to do here. They're really reinforcing the run game just a little bit more to start the second half, and I think that can open up a few things offensively for them.
Dunhill again with a short drop. Again, fires it over the middle, and he completes it to a different receiver this time as Ellington is able to get first down yardage out to the London 38-yard line as they continue to move the chains.
Yeah, forward momentum there carried Ellington across the first down marker, and a nice little sustained drive. There's not been anything massive, no big plays here. They're taking chunk by chunk by chunk. They're going to wear out this defense.
Empty set this time for Dunhill. 3 wide receivers towards the top of the formation. He's going to throw it over the middle into coverage and incomplete. It was tipped up in the air, but I thought Grayson Willis might have had an opportunity at the football, but it falls to the turf incomplete.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Eric. I thought for a moment there that Grayson Willis was going to have an opportunity to snag that behind the defense and just kind of, Deion Sanders his way into the end zone, high step it all the way. And I just think maybe he lost the ball in the air, unfortunately.
Dunhill from the gun again. Willis sidecar right. Pressure coming from his backside. He's going to go down as number 59, William Davidson, gets in there from the defensive tackle spot, makes the sack. And Dunhill has been sacked a fair share here this season here, Kate. A big difference between these two quarterbacks coming in tonight.
Yeah, biggest difference is that unfortunately Dunhill has been under pressure and has been hit quite a bit so far this season. Pickler, up until this game, had not been sacked at all. Now he's been sacked twice. Jacksonville's defensive line doing a good job getting after it, but Dunhill unfortunately nowhere to go with that one and takes the ball to the turf with him, bringing up a 3rd and very long.
They're going to have to get something here to get themselves within field goal range. As Dunhill going to fire it. He's got his man Grayson Willis along the near sideline. No one's going to catch him. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Kings.
And Willis finding a way to make up for losing the ball in the air. I suppose it is right there. And he looks like he throws up just a little bit of see you later before he crosses the plane into the end zone. And Eric, I think they found it. I think they found more than the field goal range.
I think they did. I think he threw out the peace sign here. Like, bye.
Bye. See ya. See ya. As all of a sudden, I mean, you know, we talked about this being a pretty big drive for Jacksonville, and we hate to overemphasize something, you know, with this much time left in the game, but it felt like it was necessary. It felt like Jacksonville had to take advantage of the opportunity here and get points on the board, and they did it. And pending the extra point here, this game is going to be tied.
Norman lining up for the extra point. Big extra point. They'll get the football down, and it goes through the uprights. 28 all here in London. 8 plays, 67 yards, 45-yard passing touchdown from Dunhill to Grayson Willis. And that will even the ball game up at 28. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Kate Stevens, Robert Garrett Jr., and Zach Holdorf in the stats truck across the pond in London, England from Queensway here in the United Kingdom. And it's been a nice night here tonight. Been a great football game. Definitely what we were expecting from both of these squads, as McLovin is handling the return duties after the injury to Saren Storm in the first half. He'll bring it out to the 28-yard line. We'll have to see what Pickler and company have in store for the Kings defense here in the second half.
Yeah, I do believe at one point here it was a 3-score game, and all of a sudden Jacksonville clawing their way back in, as the Kings do, and nice job. See if they can play a little bit of defense. The momentum is all shifted, and London out here looking for an opportunity to try to go put points back on the board.
Pickler in trouble. He's going to go down. Man, if the first guy wasn't going to get him, the second guy was going to get him. Taekwon Hale, the first guy, getting in there for the stop, and Mike All was like, no, I want it. I want it.
Absolutely. Great coverage down the field, too. Gives them an opportunity to get back there, but fantastic job by that defensive line. And, boy, we talked about it several times now, Eric. Not sacked coming into this game. He's gone down 3 times now.
Pickler on 2nd and long, airing it out, finds a man in traffic, and that's going to lower the yardage to gain, as Benji Matson has made several clutch catches for the London offense here tonight. Sets up a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, when you look at the stat sheet, I mean, it's not going to look the big flashy yardage is not there for Benji, but when you look at the plays he's made tonight, the contested catches and the tough catches in traffic, he's gone up there and has really made it happen for London this evening. Benji on a roll for the offense.
Hashtag throw it to the tight end, as that sets up a 3rd and 4 from the London 34. Under 7 to go. Pickler, near sideline, finds Mike St. Green, but they're going to mark it shy of the line to gain, Cade. I thought he might have gotten just enough to extend the drive, but the Zebras say, nah, it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, they're going to mark it short, but I agree with you, man. I'm not too sure. It looked like he was there, and I don't see any sort of challenge or review, so I believe London's going to go ahead and punt this back. The Jacksonville defense coming up with a massive stop right here.
Big stop for the Jacksonville defense, as they'll get the ball back. Coming into this ball game at 0-3. 3 tough games to start things off for Jacksonville, and this one a 4th tough one coming into London. The Knights coming in at 2-1. As Jacksonville looking to take the lead for the first time in this ball game, as Ellington gives them good starting field position at the 35 off the punt.
Yeah, we'll see if the momentum carries over, but I see no reason why it shouldn't. Yeah, as you said, Eric, first opportunity for them to get down the field and possess the lead in this game.
Under center is Dunhill. His lone back is going to be Jared Willis. Play action to him. Dunhill going to fire it over the middle. Caught. And that is Willis with the catch. Going to get a short gain of 4. Over on the For the Fans Twitch channel, Louisiana holding on to a 14-point advantage as they were up by 28 at one point in time, Cade. And that one looking to be a better ball game there in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, similar instance here. At one point, the gap was large, and all of a sudden, you see the other team start to crawl back in. So here we go.
We've seen that here.
What's so great about the SFL.
Oh, absolutely. Jared Willis able to extend the drive for the Kings again as he's very quietly averaged over 5 yards a clip. Almost 50 yards to his credit here, 48 yards officially.
Yeah, both teams doing well today on the ground, actually, well over what their average is on the season. 48 yards on the ground for Willis, and averaging on the season only 28, so I'm sure they'll take that anytime. Willis with a couple of really clutch runs in this one so far.
One for a touchdown here today as well, as Dunhill throws it over the middle to Grayson Willis. Going to be a short gain of 5 out to the London 46-yard line. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6, the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. Sector 6 features replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6, 97 Sports Promotions, and the SFL. Dunhill throwing it over the middle. Again, a first down catch, and that's Jack Wall with another catch. And over the middle, that will be another first down deeper into London territory at the 39.
I said the same thing about Benji Matson on the last drive for London, but Jack Wall's been the same guy. The stat sheet is not going to show the grit that he has showed today, as he's gone up for some highly contested catches and quite a few on second or third down for first downs. He's done a fantastic job.
Dunhill, 7-step drop, going to fire it over the middle. That's caught again to Grayson Willis, as he gets a 5-yard gain out to the London 34-yard line.
I think what's been so impressive about Jacksonville since they kind of started getting a little bit of momentum going, Eric, is that the flash plays have been there periodically, but what they've done is they've chunked and found a way to kill the clock and to absolutely just wear this defense out, making their way downfield.
Dunhill again going to throw, and again finds his man Jared Willis with first down yardage as he avoids the first and second defenders, finally gets tackled by the third, but not before he moves those sticks out to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, good toughness there. Willis absolutely trying to take the defenders with him as he gets across that first down mark.
Let's get a look at 81, Jack Wall out there. He's had an impressive game. We've talked about him. 5 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown grab for the Kings on offense. Dunhill hoping to take the lead here. Fires it over the middle. It's picked off. London over the middle of the field. Gang tackled at the 23-yard line. Anthony Wayo coming over in free agency makes the grab from Louisiana.
Anthony Wayo coming up with a massive play for the London defense as he's able to take that one away. And boy, oh boy, you felt like Jacksonville was just starting to do whatever they wanted. And all of a sudden, Wayo with a big play for the London defense, and the momentum has found a way to start to shift back towards the London Knights as this crowd is starting to get back into it.
Where's that Rick meter when you need it, right?
No kidding.
Pickler throws a near sideline, finds Mike St. Green for a short gain of 3, brings up second down. Visit the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFL for an archive of every game, every draft, every moment you might have missed since the Simulation Football League got its start back in 2013. SFL YouTube features top 10 plays of the week, archived people behind player segments, and all the major milestones in league history. You don't want to miss that. Hand off there to Merrill, and the Jacksonville run defense ready for him there, as he only gets, he might have gotten maybe half a yard. Actually, no, they're going to mark him down for a loss of 2 yards out there on the play.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Eric. I thought maybe he got up a little bit more than that. Turns out, not so much.
Third and long now for London. Jacksonville hoping to force a punt off the turnover. Short catch over the middle, and they will get the 3 and out. Jacksonville will on defense as McLovin makes the catch. but not for enough yardage. And London will have to punt the football for only the second time today. And with a tie ball game, Jacksonville certainly winning this third quarter, Cade.
Yeah, and kudos to the defense for coming up clutch right there. And yeah, obviously, I have to imagine that Marcus Dunhill is going to go shake the hands of those guys and say thanks. I appreciate you bailing me out just a little bit as the unfortunate turnover on offense last time around, but they're going to get the ball right back here with really good field position at their own 39-yard line. And just like that, like I said, defense coming up clutch right there for the Kings.
Anytime you're north of your own 30-yard line, that's great starting field position for a drive. And with the way that the Jacksonville offense has played, even with the interception on the last drive, this is certainly beneficial for the Kings as they set up shop with 2:10 to go here in the third. Dunhill from the gun, empty. 3 wideouts towards the top of the screen, takes the snap. Good pocket, quick fires it over the middle. Spin move by Wall, but he's only going to get 3 yards out of the deal as he makes it out to the 32-yard line. Coverage of the Simulation Football League's 17th season on Next Level Sports continues next Saturday. Same time, same place as the Florida Storm welcome the Mexico City Aztecs in the 12th meeting between old school foes at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That drama will be followed by a Pacific clash between unbeaten Vancouver and top division challenger Los Angeles. Bonus coverage will include a rematch between Atlanta and London and DC visiting Louisiana. It all comes your way next Saturday on Next Level Sports, as Jared Willis gets the toss out of the backfield, close to first down yardage to the Jacksonville 46-yard line, 3rd and short.
3rd and very manageable indeed. I'm interested to see what they're going to do here. I feel like the Kings have not been afraid in this game to open up the playbook in all sorts of situations and call some unusual plays. So let's see what they go with.
Approaching the 60-second mark, play action. Dunhill fires in your zone. There's no one that's going to catch him. That's going to be a London pick 6. Number 22, Tanner Hendricks, 2nd pick of the ball game. This one for 6 and the lead.
Yeah, Tanner Hendricks right there caught the London Express direct to the end zone as he takes that one away, and absolutely no one in the area. Touchdown London. I mean, just like that. He finds his way. Good coverage right there. And boy, oh boy, just what an ill-advised throw, unfortunately, for Dunhill. Nice job there by Tanner Hendricks in coverage, and wow, what a turn of events.
Just takes the 2 for 6 there and gives London the lead once again. Looking to add one more point there to make it a 7-point advantage. But yeah, he high-pointed that football, Cade.
Well, he sure did. Yeah, he sure did. That, I mean, went up and got it, took it out of the air, and it looked like he immediately hit the turbo.
Extra point is up and good, courtesy of Peter McLongfellow. 7-point advantage for the London Knights with under 60 to go here in the third quarter. And we were talking about it, thinking that Jacksonville had kind of taken the momentum here in the third quarter, gaining the second half kickoff. And London's defense has stood strong, getting 2 picks here in the third quarter, 1 for a pick 6.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly appeared that way. I mean, London's defense did a fantastic job showing up and shutting down, and Jacksonville's defense responding after the first pick, stopping them 3 and out, get the ball back. Looks like they're driving, and all of a sudden another turnover, and this time a very costly one as London puts up 7 on the pick 6. Jacksonville's offense has, a big response they got to come up with here.
55 seconds. 33-yard line of Jacksonville is where they'll start this next drive. And, yeah, I got to agree with you, Cade. This is a big possession here for Marcus Dunhill and company. He's thrown 3 picks, 2 of them resulting in touchdowns, one on a drive by the London offense and the other by his pick 6, as Jared Willis gets a gain of 5 out to the 38.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very impressed with what they've been able to do on the ground today. Willis has had a nice day, and Merrill's also had a nice day. So it's been nice to see both of these teams really kind of give the run game a chance. I'm an old-fashioned football guy, Eric. I enjoy the ground game, but man, they're making it happen through the air too.
Dunhill setting up under center, single back formation. Dunhill will throw, short throw, and that's going to be good out to the 41-yard line. 3rd and very, very short coming up. 3rd and 2, we'll call it.
Adrenaline very clearly still running with Tanner Hendricks right there as he comes in with a big impact trying to knock that one out.
Allen Steele with the reception, and that will be the final play of the third quarter. We have hit the over-under here in London. 7-point advantage for the hometown London Knights. Get your 4s up, get your 86s up in the chat. SFL action presented by Ace PM Music continues live on the Twitch channel following this break. Fourth quarter of action kicks off as Dunhill goes to play action. Pressure coming from his near side. Completes the pass for a first down. As that was Jared Willis coming out of the backfield into London territory to the 49-yard line.
A nice little swing out there to Jared Willis, who makes a nice move and gets across midfield. And, you know, I mean, not something that we haven't seen. They just got to take care of the football on this one.
Dunhill, 3 wideouts, 2 towards the top of the formation. Willis, the lone back, 4 down linemen for the London Knights. Willis going to get the carry and gets tackled by the ankles in the backfield as William Davidson is able to wrap him up. That's going to be a loss of 1, and it's been kind of hit or miss here for both defenses as far as the rushing attack goes.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But a fantastic job on the read right there by the London defense. They weren't fooled at all, got upfield, and were able to take down Willis in the backfield.
From midfield, Willis with another carry, trying to find some blockers, and able to come off his blocker is Davidson once again. And again, gets a TFL back to the Jacksonville 49.
Excuse me, not fooled at all, Yaz Davidson right there as he gets back in the backfield, lose another yard. So 2 in a row right there as they take him down for another yard loss. And all of a sudden, a very peculiar situation for Jacksonville as they find themselves 3rd and 12 at their own 49-yard line.
The Kings obviously wanting to get some points on the board. Dunhill going to air it out, and he finds Kingston Ellington, the former DC Dragon, with a clutch catch inside the London 30 to the 28-yard line.
Well, I never get more nervous than when the ball seems like it hangs in the air for quite a while. And just look at the arc on this thing as Dunhill puts it in the air, and out goes the strong hands of Ellington to bring it in for a first down, and a big play right there. Wow, I mean, just I mean, SFL, Eric, could you really ask for much more? Just too much fun.
No, of course not. This is fantastic. Better than any preseason action we're seeing in that other league right now.
Definitely.
Dunhill steps up in the pocket, but could not get away from the rushing defender. And, man, guess who? That's William Davidson once again, as he's gotten 2 TFLs. That's the 3rd TFL and a sack on this drive.
Listen, I don't know if they're just sticking one guy on him to try to block him right now or not, but there's got to be an immediate line audible change right now. We need a double team immediately because the single is not working.
Yeah, that big number 59 in black and purple got to do things to make sure he doesn't get at our quarterback as Dunhill hit as he's thrown, going to air it out deep, and it's incomplete. He had a wide open man, and that was Shea Carroll alone in the end zone. And man, oh man, Dunhill is kicking himself right now, hoping that he had a little extra time.
Wow. Oh my goodness. I think the air went out of the stadium for just a half a second there as that looked like that was about to be the big play Jacksonville needed, and just slightly overthrown, unfortunately, by Dunhill, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
Dunhill again going to air it out into coverage, and it's intercepted again, this time by the linebacker Jeff Gagne in coverage. And that's going to be the 4th pick of the evening for Marcus Dunhill, and that one hurts even more.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see, obviously. If you're Dunhill, I understand he's trying to make a play, throws it over the middle, and thinks he has his guy. And Gagne, just a nice job kind of sliding in. The invisible man in coverage takes the ball away, and London has an opportunity right here if they can get a sustained drive and another score to potentially put this one away.
I'm certain that Marcus Dunhill was thinking to himself, okay, that's a linebacker in coverage on a receiver. Safety is on the back end there. He can thread the needle so that his receiver makes the catch, but Gagne able to make the clutch interception there to give the Knights the football back as Robert Merrill gets the carry, and he'll only get maybe a half a yard out to the London 19-yard line, and all the momentum is in the favor of the London Knights as they have a 7-point advantage here, hoping to drain some clock here in the final frame.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, all the momentum is clearly on the London sideline. The Jacksonville offense on the sideline just absolutely praying for one more opportunity to get back out there. Defenses, we'll see if they can give it to them.
Tickler with time, got to throw it over the middle. Going backwards is Mike St. Green and trying to find his way forward, but it's going to be a gain of nothing as he was coming backwards, trying to sidestep defenders, and, man, he ends up right back in the 19-yard line.
Yeah, I think I know what he had in mind there. I just don't think it worked the way that Mike wanted it to work, unfortunately. But, yeah, that's not what you want to see, but a big opportunity for the Jacksonville defense to try to get a stop on 3rd and long.
Tickler to throw on 3rd and 9, fires it over the middle, caught, and that's Ben Calia with another big reception on the evening. This one will extend the drive out to the 31-yard line, keep the clock moving, keep the chains moving.
Yeah, the yardage won't necessarily show, but Calia with a few clutch plays on 3rd down in this game.
Jacksonville stacking the box, press coverage with bunch receivers towards the top of the formation for London. Merrill gets the carry, and that Jacksonville run defense up to the task as Hunter Norwood is able to mark him down at the 30-yard line for a loss of 1.
2nd and 11. See, I have to imagine they could potentially go back to the run game, trying to burn a little bit of clock here. We'll see how they play this on defense.
Tickler under center. Hand off again to Merrill, follows some blockers, and is able to get close to 1st down yardage out to the London 40-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and short coming up. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. And Robert Merrill gets the carry, but the Jacksonville run defense, again, up to the task as Martin, the linebacker, has been all over the field here tonight, and that forces a punt, a very crucial 3rd down for the Jacksonville defense.
Yeah, the rookie John Martin, like you said, Eric, we've called his name several times tonight, and he comes up with a massive stop right there on 3rd down for a loss of 1. And, yeah, this feels like last chance saloon, you know, for the Jacksonville Kings offense. We'll see if they can try to make it happen here.
Ellington gets tattooed on the punt return, and 5:19 is frozen on the clock. Dunhill's got to do a better job taking care of the football if they want to have any chance to get themselves back even late in this ball game. And he's thrown 4 picks, thrown 3 touchdowns too. He's been kind of wishy-washy here today. Some big plays and some head scratchers.
Yeah, definitely so. Potentially that's just the rust of him being out for a little bit, but something that they got to figure out, and they got to figure it out real fast.
Willis with the carry coming out of the backfield. Ends up being no gain, actually a loss of 1 back to the 22-yard line as Ewing and company is able to make the stop on him back there at the 22. Under 5 to go, 2nd and 11. Following the loss on the run play by Willis. Dunhill under center. Short drop. Good pocket. Going to throw it over the middle. That's caught close to first down yardage to the Jacksonville 30-yard line as Wall makes another catch, and Gagne gets in on another stop.
Well, I got to ask you, 4:30 to go in the game, down a touchdown. Feels, if they come up short here, Eric, are they going for it?
Yeah, you got to go for it at this point. Willis going to get the carry, and they are going to be stopped short, and in fact, they're going to lose a couple yards back to the 29-yard line. I would ask the same question to you. What do you think?
Hey, I think at this point in the game, it's tough. It's tough because there's enough time. Your defense has done well enough to put a lot of faith into them. I think I'd probably go ahead and punt it and put the faith in my defense, but looks like they're going to go ahead and go for it here.
Yep, Dunhill coming out in the empty, trips towards the top of the formation, takes the snaps, shuffles in the pocket, he's thrown, and it's caught! What a catch there by Jack Wall as Dunhill, you're watching the play developed, and you're like, oh no, and then Wall catches the ball, and the Jacksonville faithful are saying, oh yes!
Dunhill, absolutely, with a defender around his ankles, is able to toss this one up. Wall comes up with a massive catch and a first down on fourth down that seemed like it was just closing in on him, and now they've got the ball on the 50-yard line with plenty of time left to go here.
Swing pass to Willis coming out of the backfield. Good open field tackle made by Tanner Hendricks. He's had a couple interceptions, one for a pick six here, and that's the difference between these two teams as we creep towards the 3-minute mark to go in the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, that pick six unfortunately has I mean, you know, the other interceptions probably don't help either, but the defense has come up pretty big for him to help, you know, kind of counterbalance that.
Dunhill in trouble. He's going to go down. William Davidson, the first man on the play, but I believe that was his counterpart getting in there. Number 69, Selwyn Lane, making the stop. 3rd and 15, going no huddle. Dunhill again with play action. This time better protection, but he's still going to go down. Chad Rowland getting in from the other defensive end spot, and Jacksonville is faced with a 4th and forever.
Yeah, it certainly feels that way. I don't know. I mean, you know, you could argue one way or the other depending on the outcome. I think if I'm Jacksonville after the sack, you know, on 3rd down, I think, you know, I'm calling a timeout to try to gather myself just to figure out what I'm going to do. They went no huddle. Unfortunately, I think there was a little miscommunication on offense and another sack there.
And a heartbreaker there for the Jacksonville offense as they go for it on 4th down, able to convert the 4th down and then get backed up and forced to punt. London takes over at the 37-yard line. Next Sunday on For the Fans, coverage of the Simulation Football League 17th season continues next Sunday. Same time, same place as the 3-1 Houston Hyenas meet the 3-0 Queen City Corsairs starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The doubleheader will also feature the Portland Fleet trying to take down defending champion and rival Denver. Bonus coverage will include Las Vegas, Baltimore, plus St. Louis at Jacksonville. It all comes your way next Sunday on For the Fans, as Robert Merrill is able to get a good chunk of yards out to the 43-yard line, as I believe we will hit the 2-minute warning here, Cade.
Yeah, I do believe so. I mean, Jacksonville still with 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning. I think they're going to go ahead and let the 2-minute warning happen and try to get the ball back using those other 3 timeouts.
2 minutes to go here at Queensway, London, England. The hometown Knights with a 7-point advantage. Simulation Football League presented by APM Music. We will return right after this, live on Twitch. Back live in London, England. 2 minutes to go here as the London Knights set up shop at the 43-yard line. 2nd and 4. Jacksonville trying to get a stop here and get the football back for their offense. But Robert Merrill has different ideas. He follows blockers down the near sideline. Is anyone going to catch him? They'll eventually drag him down inside the 20 at the Jacksonville 17-yard line. Jacksonville burns their first time out, and that's a killer there for the Kings on defense.
Boy, oh boy, I got to say, barring some sort of miracle at this point, that's probably going to just about do it. It's Robert Merrill with probably, I mean, he had another big one earlier, but this has got to be his run of the game easily, as it potentially puts the dagger in it for London, as they just about have suffocated Jacksonville out of this one. I mean, Jacksonville's still got an opportunity. They can make something happen here, but it's going to be interesting.
They're going to have to do it in a hurry, and with them being securely in field goal range, London, it's going to be very, very difficult for Jacksonville to get the football back here and be able to tie the football game up before regulation ends. 1:52 frozen on the clock. Inside the SFL red zone is Pickler and company. Pickler going to fire towards the end zone. Caught! Touchdown London. Vin Callia, his 3rd touchdown reception here tonight, and that will pretty much do it.
Have yourself a game, Vin Callia. Wow, what a catch over 2 defenders right there, and a fantastic throw by Pickler to give him an opportunity to go up there and get it where nobody else could get it. And that, as you said, I mean, that's going to absolutely do it here. There's not much of an opportunity for Jacksonville to get back, unfortunately. Just a couple mistakes, and this one kind of pushed him out just a little bit.
London going to line up for the extra point to make it a 14-point advantage with under 2 to go here in the ball game, and that is up and good, courtesy of Peter McLongfellow. 42-28 is your score. 3 plays, 50-yard drive, capped off with a 17-yard passing touchdown from Pickler to Callia, and that will pretty much secure the 3rd win for these London Knights here in season 17. What a hot start for London as well. And we talked about this coming into this ball game, Cade. They've been close to 500 a couple different times, sniffing the playoffs multiple seasons. This season has been a little different here for the Knights.
Yeah, it feels different. It feels different, and it looks different for London. And this just it's a different team. They're out here for blood. They're coming. They got the right guys together. They had great additions. They had a good draft, and you just gotta love what they've done in the offseason to put something special together. And so far, in the first 4 games of the season, what more could you ask for? London, they're out here. They're ready to compete, and they're ready to go.
Jacksonville trying to make things respectable here as Dunhill tosses it out to Jared Willis, as we welcome those of you who are watching Louisiana defeat the Lone Star Glory over on For the Fans. This was a tightly contested ball game here across the pond in London, England, but London just becoming too much for Jacksonville towards the end of the ball game. Eric Vincent alongside my best friend Cade Stevens, Robert Garrett Jr., and Zach Holdorf in the stats truck, and London just enforcing their will here in the final 2 minutes of action, Cade.
Oh, for sure. And, Jacksonville, pretty good game up until, a couple points here in the 4th quarter, and it feels like they're just they're not far away. They're ever so closer to dropping to 0-4, unfortunately, on the season, but they have had some close games, and they've been extraordinarily competitive in a few different instances. They're not far away from getting there.
And Dunhill trying to air it out towards the far sideline, trying to find Grayson Willis. That falls incomplete. The London secondary been very good, minus a couple big plays over the top of the defense. Fourth and long here for Jacksonville. 1:20 to go here in the ball game. The Kings trying to keep this ball game alive. Dunhill going to air it out over the middle, and that's caught. First down yardage as Jacksonville burns their final timeout as they sneak inside of London territory to the 45-yard line, courtesy of Grayson Willis.
Yeah, what a throw and way to lay out for it, does Grayson Willis right there. I mean, you'll get a little bit of the instant replay right here as he just kind of goes down and gets the football, and yeah, nicely done right there. I mean, unfortunately, it feels like it's too little too late, but still fun to see anyways.
As we mentioned, Jacksonville trying to keep this respectable here. London just turning on the afterburners. Really, in the final 2 minutes of this ball game, nothing much they can do. Jacksonville on their offensive side of the football. Too many mistakes as Marcus Dunhill threads the needle over to the Jack Wall for another first down. They go no huddle with no more timeouts to speak of.
Make this just a little bit tougher for him.
Dunhill from the gun. Good pocket. Going to air it out. And incomplete. Grayson Willis was the man he was looking for. And London able to bat the football down with under 60 to go here in the ball game.
Yeah, Tanner Hendricks has had a day. Tanner Hendricks was the lucky recipient of the London Express touchdown to the end zone on the pick six earlier and has been all over the field in pass coverage in this game. Another fantastic breakup for him right there.
Had a pick six earlier in the ball game, another interception, and then another pass breakup. So, yeah, I agree with you, Cade. Definitely a banner game for Tanner Hendricks as Dunhill fires it to Jack Wall over the middle for a 9-yard gain. Again, going no huddle with under 60 to go. Dunhill again, going to fire it over the middle. Caught inside the 10 to Jack Wall once again, first and goal, trying to add a touchdown here and make it respectable. They're going to spike the football here with about 33 seconds frozen on the clock. And still an opportunity for Jacksonville to possibly even this ball game up if they get a touchdown here and recover the onside kick.
Yeah, we're not saying there's not a chance. We're just saying that, boy, if it happened, it would be something.
Dunhill under center. Bunch receivers towards the near sideline. Short drop. Dunhill going to fire it. Finds his man. Marked down at the 3-yard line. Third and goal. I would imagine they would want to try for the end zone, Cade, to preserve any sort of clock that they have left as Dunhill is hit as he's thrown this time, and that brings up a 4th and goal with only 18 seconds to go.
Yeah, I was going to say I agree with you there. I think that your only shot should be towards the end zone. I think that was probably the plan, but big hit on Dunhill there, and the ball falls to the turf.
Final play of the ball game here for Jacksonville, potentially. Dunhill, empty set. Going to take the snap from the 3. Fires it over the middle. Caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As they will try and add the extra point and then see if they can get the onside kick with 15 seconds to go.
Yeah, nice little bullet over the middle to Turner there. I mean, it all, I mean, this is just an absolutely massive extra point because they're, like you said, they're going to need the onside kick, and then they got to make a lot happen. Even if they get it, they got to make a lot happen in just a little amount of time. It's going to be, yeah, it's a long shot, but we'll see. It can't hurt.
Cards are definitely stacked against Jacksonville on this one. Extra point is going to be good for Jacksonville, so that will be a 7-point ball game. They'll set up for the onside kick. Non-contract kicker, meaning that, his talents are not quite as superior as maybe some of the star kickers that we see in this league, but we've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no better way to put it. You're absolutely right.
Norwood is ready. Boots the onside kick right to the London Knights, and that will do it with 13 seconds to go. Jacksonville with no way to stop the clock, and London will get their 3rd victory of the season in a shootout at home against the Jacksonville Kings.
Yeah, and Jacksonville made them sweat just a little bit. I mean, there was an opportunity a couple of different times where Jacksonville came back and tied the game at 28. It looked like they had an opportunity where they were going to go down and try to take the lead, and unfortunately, it was all downhill from there, but London, just fantastic job by them today.
London going to move to 3-1 early on in the season, approaching the halfway mark very quickly here in season 17. And Jacksonville falling to 0-4, as that will be the final whistle. 42-35, your final score here at Queensway over in the United Kingdom. London will go ahead and be on the road against the Atlanta Swarm next week, and we will see the Jacksonville Kings at home in Duval against the St. Louis Gladiators. We get a look at the final stats and highlights.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, the statistic-wise, right around halftime, almost identical. And second half, I mean, you can see Jacksonville's passing yards almost doubling what London had. But what's crazy is the reason that is I feel like they moved downfield. They did a fantastic job getting down into the red zone and turned the ball over, unfortunately, 4 different times. Interceptions by Dunhill, and that was what really cost Jacksonville the game today. The turnovers they could not overcome. The defense stood up a few different times. The pick 6 that you're going to see right here by Hendricks, easily the play of the game for me for London. That was the difference maker, as you can see, 7 points right there. Fantastic job by London, defense, special teams, offense. They came out to play today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to agree with you. That was the play of the game by Tanner Hendricks, and definitely the difference maker. Because if you look at it, you know, Marcus Dunhill has made some mistakes. The defense kept himself in the ball game. The offense did just enough to keep themselves around. And without that pick 6, we've got a tie ball game. We're going to go into overtime, and who knows what happens in overtime.
Oh, yeah, anything can happen. You never know. I mean, Jacksonville can get the kick and take the kick back for a touchdown, and it can be that. But Jacksonville's not far off, man. They got absolutely a ton of talent. And, you know, they are 0-4. I expect that first win to come here pretty soon. London, team is rolling, extraordinarily talented. They've got a lot going for them this year. Game plans have been good, and here they find themselves on a roll. And what a lot of fun that was. Johnny Pickler, for me, is going to be the player of the game. Just a fantastic day for him.
As we get a look at the player of the game, and it is Johnny Pickler, a very efficient game, 30 of 32, 274 and 4 touchdowns through the air, a 141.9 QBR. Well, on behalf of my best friend, Cade Stevens, Robert Garrett Jr., and Zach Holdorf in the stats truck, and Commissioner, Executive Producer Extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, my name is Eric Vincent. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation of the Simulation Football League. We will send you back to the SFL studios following this commercial break. Thank you for tuning in to us here in London as the Knights take the win here at home. Enjoy the rest of the SFL action, everybody, and we'll see you next week.